In Kenya, when young people speak out, they start disappearing. The official reports are vague, empty, cold, but the real story is darker. Who wanted him silenced? Kenyans have seen this movie before.
You know, the real problem is not the police. The police are not the problem. They have never been. It is who sends the police. So, in the story of Albert Jang, in the case of Albert Jang, who sent the police? The police follow orders. Don't be annoyed at the police. They only follow orders. Mimi nishaishikwa na makarao na najua kazi yao ni kufuata orders. Hata waliniambia wakaniambia, "Hey, Kibe, we like you, we like your content, but we have to follow orders." So, who sent the police to go get Albert? That's the person you should be lynching.
Andrew Kibe is saying what everyone is thinking. Don't blame the police. Blame the ones who give the order. Because in Kenya, police rarely move on their own. Every beating, every abduction, every killing starts with a phone call. A call from someone powerful. Someone who always stays in the shadows.
Tungetaka kuuliza kanisa yetu ya Catholic and other churches to speak out. History is repeating itself. In the late 80s, early 90s, during the reign of President Daniel Moi, the government then destroyed the economy and became very intolerant and dictatorial. And when the people of this region started saying no, a criminal gang was formed to come and punish the people because they were saying no to bad governance.
This isn't new. Mungiki, Baghdad Boys, Jeshi la Mzee, Sungu, all these are political gangs used to silence opponents while leaders pretend to have clean hands. And now, a new name whispers in the Rift Valley, the Nandi Hit Squad.
Now, historically, each government has had their own hit squad. Each government of the day. In fact, when the new government comes, it disbands the former hit squad and form his own. We are hoping that Mr. Ruto will not form his own hit squad, because then that will be a very scary moment for us.
The Nandi Hit Squad is not official, but in towns like Kapsabet, Eldoret, and Nandi Hills, everyone knows the rumors. Young, jobless men recruited by political brokers, trained to intimidate, attack, silence. In return, they receive cash, protection, and power. And if something goes wrong, the big men deny everything. It is cheap labor for dirty work.
This killer squad is not quite, in my understanding and the information we have, is not a squad that is under the police command. I dare say that I believe that is why Comey resigned, because he had people who had a different command, and he is being held responsible for the mess in this. And the only person who can tell us what is happening is the president.
While you struggle to pay school fees, buy unga, and get fuel, these politicians use your taxes to build private armies. Armies that beat, kill, and silence any threat to their power. And every election cycle, we hear the same lie.
We cannot accept kwamba kuna uhalifu inaendelea na saa zingine hata officers wetu wengine wanahusika. And that is why we say, tunasema, whether criminals are in civilian or they are in uniform, we must deal with them firmly and decisively. And the law must apply to each and every person so that we can protect the lives and property of every citizen.
Mwenye alitumana Albert Ojwang akamatwe, yeye alimtaka akiwa amekufa. Alimtaka ashikwe na amaliziwe.
Albert Ojwang was young. He was speaking out. His voice was growing. And in Kenya, influence without protection is dangerous. Was his death random, or was it a message?
On 7th of June 2025 at around 8 a.m., team comprising of Sergeant Sigei, Sergeant Wesley Kipkorir Kirui, PC Dennis Kenyoni, PC Milton Mwanze, and PC Boniface Rabudo went to Leader Center in Homa Bay County and arrested the deceased at around 2:30 p.m.
Yes, some police officers have been named, but that's not enough. Who made the call? Who gave the orders? Who benefits from this silence? The real killers wear suits. They sit in parliaments, in state house, in county offices.
Wanasema IPOA ati CCTV kwa ofisi ya OCS was interfered with. So kuna mtu alizima. Albert alibukiwa 9:30 p.m. wakishamtoa huko Homa Bay. Asubuhi wanasema walimpata unconscious. Pia wamebadilisha story. Initially walikuwa wamesema aligonga kichwa yake. So kama walizima CCTV wakamwacha peke yake, inakaa kama premeditated murder, right? Mbona officers wa serious crimes wa DCI wana deal na defamation na wase social media? Mimi nishaisiwa mara mob nikifanya NTV na KTN juu ya defamation. Sijashikwa, sijapeleka koti. Unatuma lawyer, labda kuna fine hivyo.
Journalists who ask questions get harassed. Activists are threatened. Families are silenced with fear. This is not law enforcement. This is state-sponsored terror. And the entire country watches in silence.
Saa 5:15 usiku hapa Dar es Salaam, na hawa maaskofu wamefika hapa usiku sasa hivi kwa sababu ya taharuki iliyotokea, kwamba tunaona hapo polisi wamekuja kuzunguka kanisa la Ufufuo na Uzima hapo Ubungo, na maaskofu hao wamekuja haraka kukimbia kuja kusikiliza ni nini kinachoendelea.
Kenya isn't alone. There's Tanzania, there's Uganda, there's even Nigeria, sometimes even America. The story is the same. When power feels threatened, violence follows. But ordinary citizens everywhere are waking up. You see, Albert Jang is now gone forever. But ask yourself, what if it was your brother, your child, your friend?
Mr. President, ingekuwa ni mtoto wako amefanyiwa hivyo, saizi ungekuwa umenyamaza venye umenyamaza? Ama ingekuwa ni mtoto wa rafiki yako, a very close friend, ungekuwa umenyamaza venye umenyamaza? Tunasema justice ya Albert Jang lazima ifanywe, na isipofanyiwa watu wataenda kuitafuta kwa street.
How many more Kenyans must die before we finally break the chain of command? Before we call out the real killers hiding behind titles and bodyguards? Please share this video with your friends and subscribe if you agree. And remember, Kenya deserves better, because if we don't demand justice, who will?
Remember, Moi used to have special branch, murdered, killed people. After Moi, we had Mwai Kibaki, the renowned Kwekwe squad. If they get you on the streets, you'll realize you will not be seen completely. In fact, cases like the Oulu GPO's case and Oster Kingara's case is still in the files there. They were murdered by the government hit squad. Then we had the flying squad that was disbanded. Now Ruto is saying, I've disbanded this. But we are hoping you're not forming another one next week to start killing.
This killer squad is not quite, in my understanding and the information we have, is not a squad that is under the police command. And the only person who can tell us what is happening is the president.